if it ain't the Lamborghini Temerario. Is it any good? Let's find out today. Welcome back, it's your boy Carspec. Welcome to this video. Today we're gonna test out whether or not the Lamborghini Temerario is a good car for online racing. Prior to this recording, I've established that this car is not fitting for S1. Even though it is shying away for S1, it's not gonna work. So we have to put this for S2. Is it worth putting full slicks on the car? Because we could put 345s at the front and 365s at the rear. That is a lot of width. I'm thinking two things here. Maybe we do put slicks on, put in maybe 315s in the front and 335s at the rear. This car is already fast, right? Like it's at the top of S2, or not the top of S2, but just below it. We already established that. Regardless though, we definitely need to have max rate reduction. Roll bars are on, put on race springs and dams. I'm going to put more width now that I'm thinking about it. 335s in the front, 355s in the rear. I think that's good enough. We could put on engine spacers so that the car looks just a little bit better. We're going to keep the stock rims on it just because it looks good as is. We're going to keep the stock drivetrain, obviously, since it's all-wheel drive. We're going to keep it that way. I'm going to put sport no, actually, maybe we want to do race transmission. This is S2. Yeah, probably race transmission. We're going to put on the race diff as well. We're going to not touch the clutch and drive line. Wait until afterwards. And we'll just put on whatever we got to put on to the top of this class. We also got to do aero as well, which I forgot about. So we'll do that too. So we have 1,000 horsepower, 3,000 pounds, 0.34 horsepower to rate ratio. Okay, not bad. I don't know how that is ideally in terms of like, is it any good for S2? I never really test out S2 cars. What is that 8th gear? Yeah, I'm not really sure whether or not it'll actually do good in S2. I haven't really tested an S2 car. I'm just going to do my usual tuning and see how that goes and adjust. First impressions for this car, it actually doesn't, not showing a good example of it, but it's not bad actually. It's a little bit slippery. I think it has a little too much turn in, or maybe I think it's the rear that's more making the car slip. So I might have to adjust that a little bit. But otherwise, it actually is pretty grippy and not suffering from understeer. So that's a plus, I guess. Yeah, like right now, it's not doing that bad. Like it's a 41, 67th place. I know it's the beginning of the week, but that's not terrible. Like it's pulling like the same amount of times as like a time attack car. So it's not bad, like, right? Okay, so driving around it a little bit more and tightening it up, trying it at Hokubu is actually not bad, but I'm gonna have to compete against some top-notch cars like that within S2. So considering I'm doing nearly 10 seconds more compared to that is just kind of concerning. I think I'm ready to put this online now, so we're gonna do S2 road and see how it does. Okay, so we're on Legend Island and we're now competing against the 787B and the Alfa Romeo I was talking about earlier. This is gonna go well. We'll just see how it does against normal cars like that R35 there instead of the OP guys, because yeah, it's just not gonna do well against those cars. Look at this. Like, do you see the competition here? Yeah, it's not good, bro. All we gotta figure out is, does it do good against the regular guys? I don't think my tune as well is quite perfect just yet, but considering I couldn't really figure it out in my like 20-minute session of trying to figure out this car, I'm just gonna take it online and see its raw power, I guess, its raw performance. Try to get the tune down, but we just couldn't, you know, it is what it is. It seems to be just fine. I think I'm not really exactly gonna figure out with just this race. I'm just not losing to that guy there, and that guy was also in the 787B. Yeah, so any like track-based car, I'm probably gonna lose to. That's just the case there. There's no competition. If it's a time attack car, if it's a track-based car, any race car even, it's just gonna lose to that. Yeah, just by the looks of it, it doesn't seem to be great. Like, look at that. I'm 10 whole seconds. 10 whole seconds more in terms of time compared to the best laps of the top 2 people I put out. That's just not great. I did beat the Nismo GTR though, so there's that. Like, look at that. Look at the downforce difference between my car and the guy that just blazed through ahead. Really, it's just me and this R35 right here, and that's it. I still couldn't like get, like I said earlier, I still couldn't get the best tune for this thing. It's still like just messy. I think there's a lot of reasons for that. I haven't tested the S2 car before. I also not really the best at tuning all-wheel drive cars as I am with rear-wheel drive or front-wheel drive for that matter too. So there's kind of a couple of stuff there, right? But even then, if I had a great tune for this car, will it be competitive for this? I don't think so. I genuinely don't think this car would actually be good for S2. It just won't. Like, it's gonna lose to practically all these cars here except the R35. I'm gonna beat the R35 and that's it. Like, even this Vulcan right in front of me would most likely beat me. I don't know what's going on with that guy. But you get the point though. Like, any car that has like really good downforce is just gonna beat this car. That's just really it. Like, that's just what it comes down to. I could do as much as I want in the tuning department and make this the best tune possible. It's still gonna lose to those type of cars. Now it really comes down to whether or not it's actually good within its own car type. And with that question being in mind, it might be. It's a pretty quick car. It's pretty decent in the corners. Had this actually be a good tune, it would probably be way better at that department. So it might be pretty good. But yeah, in like a standard S-Class or S2 online championship against a bunch of other people and a bunch of other different cars, car types, all that, yeah, it's just not gonna do well at all. But that's just the tough position the car is in, man. Like, I mean, maybe you could like get an engine that could degrade itself into S1 properly, and you could probably get like a, you know, a good S1 tune out of that. But for S2, this thing is not good, and that's all that really needs to be said. Practically every race you go into is gonna result in, you know, just bad positions, like just a bad race, right? And you're just gonna lose to a lot of cars, and that's just the truth. I don't really know how else to put it. Look at that LFA, right? For example, that LFA just blazed through me, and it's going to continue to pull away from me just because that car has so much more downforce. There's like really no comp at all. But as a standalone in its own car type, and it's competing against other hypercars and supercars or whatever they like, it's pretty good. I think so anyway. This car will definitely work better in S1 if you're able to degrade it properly by swapping its engine. If there's like any engines that actually decrease its PI, then it would actually be good within that department and potentially good in S1. But for S2, it can beat the hypercars, the supercars, but not any of the race cars. So that's kind of the moral of the story. It's good in its own category, competing against other cars in its category, and that is it. Not really a good car overall in the overall class, right? So after careful consideration, putting this car into S1, swapping out the V8 with the V10, it is still not great. Matter of fact, it's even worse in S1 class. Yeah, it just isn't really great, man. It's just not a great car. That's all I gotta say on it. I won't make a design on it though, because I like the styling of this car. It's a great looking car in my opinion. I like how it looks. even the rear. I also like that it's different from the rest of the lineage of cars, right? The Gardo, the Huracan, that it's not using a V10 as its own thing. It's a V8 now. Interesting that it's going on its own lane, that is doing its own thing, that it looks quite different as well. I mean, like, if you just want to cruise it around, just look at its good looks, it looks good. Sounds good. V8 sounds good. There's good styling. Interior looks good. If you want to race it online, however, you're out of luck. So that is it for this video, guys. I'll see you guys next week with another car. I think I'm gonna test out, ladies and gentlemen, the Mazda Cosmo, or I think, let me see here, because I think the next car next week is also the Prius. So it's either one of those two. Yes, the Prius is next week as well, so that's gonna be quite interesting which one I will choose. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace.